Good morning, this is Chris with Tela-grow. Wanted to bring you out to the garden, the black bean garden today, and show you how I harvest my black beans. If you've never grown black beans, they're really easy to grow. This year I've been so busy that I hadn't had time to really manage these black beans. I usually like to pick my beans earlier than I'm going to show you today. Now these are perfectly dried beans. Some of them are a little older than you probably want, but we'll go through and see. Normally I've picked a few already, and I decided to go ahead and make a video. Don't have that many, so this is what I have, and those are fresh ones. Those are the ones that are fresh. See how they're still fresh, and then there's one in there that's dried. I'm gonna start picking those now, but the fresh ones on the vine look like that there. This one's not quite ready yet, but that's how it starts to make, and then it turns into your beans here. Now these here are your dried beans. When you open them up, let me get a better one here that'll open up for me easier while I'm one-handed here. Oops, dropped him. Let's see, we'll get this one and see if I can open it up. These are black beans, see? Excellent, fresh black beans. A lot of Mexican restaurants serve these, if you're not familiar with eating them, but they're really good. I love them. I'm one-handed here. There you go. Less the mosquito. God, they're so bad out here. We've been having a lot of rains, and that's why these pods look a little bit dewy, or whatever you, a little powdery dewy, because we've been having a lot of rains and I hadn't got out here to harvest. I'm running late on these. You do want to keep up on your time frame on your beans and peas and stuff, because if you don't harvest, they'll stop producing. But this is a pretty clean pod, but if you leave it out in the rains, it'll start developing this on the outer shell. Okay, and the ones at the very bottom that never got harvested for weeks are probably not in good shape. Like down here, some of these aren't in good shape. There's a lot of them too. They were producing really good until I didn't ever come out here and pull any of these off, and so it's kind of got spindly at the top. But these here, see how they come open? Some of them are probably not good anymore. Let's see if we can see a couple of them in there, because there's definitely some that are still good. You have to go through and sort. See, like that very bottom one, it's got a little bit of stuff on it where you can probably rub that off. But God, these mosquitoes are loving me. See, they're still good. I was just warning you that sometimes you might have to look through the lower ones, because with them being close to the ground, they can get mildewed. Now, it hadn't been too long since I've been out here. It's just that we've had heavy rains, and the outer shell has started looking horrible. Make you say, oh my God, I'm not eating those. But you have to open up the shell. The shell is meant to protect the bean inside. That's how this nature works. It does its job very good. Like I said, these came from the very bottom, and they're still good. I was just warning you that some of the ones at the bottom might have some flaws, but all of these here have been basically good. You know, they're all good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and harvest all of these off screen as you can see, I got the fresh ones already, but there's still a lot of dried ones that have been waiting for me to come out here. Look at all of those. All these black beans. Now, they're perfectly protected inside of the shell, or the husk, or whatever you want to call them. Like I said, I'm not a, I don't know all the names to everything. I just like to grow food, and I've been growing for years, and I like to show you what I've learned. That's why my program is Tela-grow, so I can tell you everything that I know. Look at all those beautiful beans in there. Tell you everything I know about growing a little bit of food in the garden. Perfect beans. I love black beans. They are always this is this is the second year I've grown them, but I've grown several different varieties of beans. But I don't know why I've never grew the black beans when I've always loved them. That's what gardening is. I mean, gardening. I love gardening because you can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you hadn't got a chance to do yet, there's still time and room if you're alive. Time and hopefully space if you got it alive to grow whatever you want. Now these black beans have been growing on this little net. I'll be honest with you, my garden isn't perfect. Now I picked up this little net here off the side of the road. That's right. It was like on some kind of trampoline or some kind of soccer thing or something like that. And a lot of people aren't aware of the uses of stuff that people throw out on the side of the road. They just put it out. It was in their backyard around some kind of trampoline to protect the balls. So there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. This outside, I'm using it outside in the garden, so rain has cleaned it up. If somebody was worried about the rain, I mean something being dirty or something, the rain, look at that net. That's a good net, and it's stretched all the way down. I've got to make sure I don't trip on some of the stuff that you can't see off camera. I've got some cages that I'm getting ready to set up on my tomatoes. But look at that net. That net ran all the way down to the end right there. Look. This net, that's one net that I've picked up off the side of the road, and it runs along the entire back end of this garden. And until I become more professional grower, I can have this whole net filled with vines of different varieties of beans and bees or whatever you want to try. I've got pots here in case you don't want to grow it in the ground. You can grow it in pots. Beans are able to grow in pots. So that's how I incorporate pots into my garden, even though I've got the garden space here. I'm doing some new ideas. You'll have to excuse the garden here. All of this is like a compost at the back end of the garden where it's been breaking down for months. So it's not any kind of planting space at the moment. But this is garden plot 3 where it's got a lot of weeds in it. It's a rehab garden right now this summer. I hadn't done much in this garden this summer, but I do got some stuff in it growing, believe it or not. I never let my gardens go empty without something growing in it because see these beans, they're kind of spindly. If I had stayed on top of them, it would be beans all the way down this fence because, to be honest with you, I did grow beans all the way down this fence. I hadn't been over here. Those were black beans over there. On that other side over there, I'm gonna take you down there. Those were asparagus beans. They were long asparagus beans that were grown on that end down here. And right here in the dark, these little dark, let me see if I can, here's one right here. These right here, these are llama beans. And I will be going through those to check on those since I'm over here today in the garden. When you're over here in the garden, check on everything and everybody while you're here. There might be some beans in here that you need to get, see? And I like my llama beans before they get too old too. These are Butter beans. If you like seasoned butter beans, if you tried some of them seasoned butter beans at the grocery store, the good name brand kind, and you like those butter beans, that's what butter beans are, lima beans. And I didn't know that. I've been tearing them cans of butter beans up, costing $1 something, and then they've gotten higher. The beans have gone up higher. See, there's a lot of beans in here. I need to see. That's what happens when you don't come and check. I've got sticks and stuff laying over my beans because I hadn't been out here to trellis them. And so, Chris with Tela-grow, I'll tell you everything I know, but it didn't mean I'm gonna have a perfect garden out here when we come out here sometimes, because everything's experimental. Look at all of those beans on there. Jeez. See? Look at that. Look at all those beans on there. Those are lima beans. And I've got more down this row here. And these over here just never came up. I forgot what kind they were. I'm gonna have to go get my chart inside and see what didn't come up here. Oh. But I don't know why they didn't come up. But each spot, excuse me, each growing spot is different. The sun, some spots might not get as much sun. See, these here got some on them too. See, they're down in there. You got to pull these plants around and look around in there and get. See, there's one that here's some that have already dried out, and I like to open up the shell. I didn't stay on top of these as good with fertilization and stuff. So, but I was just letting you know how they can grow real good. Oh, these are navy beans. I think these were the, I like those navy beans. If you ever had those navy beans, those little small ones. In the Navy, in the Navy. These are navy beans, that's right. Then I've got some lima beans as well. I'll show you the lima beans. But I've got various amounts of beans. I don't try just one thing. I grow several different things. But these are navy beans, and those are excellent too. I like navy beans. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys go so I can pick these dry beans on the black beans. That's what my mission is for this morning, is get those dry beans on those black beans finalized. They're so pretty. You know, they were prettier when they were not so dried out. But this is Chris with Tela-grow, where I'll tell you everything I know about my little garden spot. It's just a small little garden that's manageable. Even though I hadn't been out here, I've been working on my vehicle, my truck. So trying to do a front end on it, new front end. And so I've got a lot of weeds out here to pull, and it won't take but a second. So I'll let you guys go, and I'll get to harvesting my black beans. Y'all have a good day, and I'll keep you updated. Bye.